Um, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to let everybody know that I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know, whatever. Talking, like I said, I'm talking about the $1 billion that I'm going to be coming into. Um, like I said, uh, the guy B I was talking, my friend B I was talking about in the video God Slippers. He was the one with the white shirt on. It wasn't the FBI agent. So everyone who knows B knows who I'm talking about. I don't have to say his name. Don't get psyched out. You know what I'm saying? Don't be controlled by appearances and psych yourself out. If you know B, you know B. You don't need me to say his name. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of thing that me and Robert's trying to get y'all past. But he has $1 million. You see what I'm saying? And B knows I'm not going to play with him like that. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, so he knows, you know what I'm saying? He's going to give him $1 million. But I mean, it's not easy to risk your life. You see what I'm saying? To put your word in for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? I come back from overseas, you know what I'm saying? And basically he was with me. Me and him spent all my money. I didn't spend, you know what I'm saying? We chilled together and I spent my money. He spent his money. You see what I'm saying? But when I went broke, you know what I'm saying? I was still chilling with him. You know what I'm saying? I was pawning my shit with him. But there were other people, with all due respect, you know what I'm saying? There were other people that lived on the South Side where I had the gut instinct. They were trying to find out if I was the police. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to throw shade on nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to get snaked. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a hypocrite. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, who was lying to you? You see what I'm saying? But I'm just not going to blame. I'm not going to blame anyone who was thinking I was the police or something like that. But, I mean, but that just goes what you said. I mean, but he didn't turn his back on me when I was broke, when I was pawning my shit. You see what I'm saying? And but everyone who met me with B asked B if I would play with him like that. You know what I'm saying? I live downtown. I don't know how many people can see my videos, but I just, with all due respect, I just want to let everyone know, because I know how angry you can get, you know what I'm saying, when you feel like you can't do something so easy. Now, I know we have insecurities, and Robert is playing defense, it seems like. I don't know if he's going to go easy. Like I said, how many people he's watching, who knows, who's going to be able to slip by him and just walk in here, how easily he's going to be able to tell if you know me by your body language. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But B knows I wouldn't play with him like that. But I'm just saying, if you have, I was been saying in my videos, but I mean, this is actually a real deal. I don't know, man. I'm trying to be the president. You can almost look at it like, with all due respect, to publicity stuff. You know what I'm saying? I had an epiphany when I was 10. Robert Greene had me start talking shit when I got into the middle of me making my vanity and pride videos, start screaming. For whatever reason, he wanted me to start looking crazy, trying to weed out the people that's going to judge me by my appearances from the people who's actually going to keep smelling. Is there something here? Is Robert Greene really an idiot? or is, you know what I'm saying, Sonny Boy telling the truth? He's doing what? Because I'll tell you, me and Robert have not ever fucked up in our secret dialogue that we have, the way we spiritually talk, the way he spiritually communicates to me for the past 6 or 7 years. But he's not going to tell you to do it. And I'm going to try to bring the best out of everyone. But I just wanted to let everybody know that that was an offer. B is out there. He'll vouch for me again. It's probably not going to be any easier for him this time. I mean, because you're still controlled by a peer. I mean, he may see me on here. It may be easy for him. I don't know. I don't know how easy it's going to be for him. I'm just saying it's a little, even though I know I'm going to have $1 billion, it's still easy for me to, it's still a little difficult to say confidently because you're just controlled by the appearances. I've only been told these things spiritually. You see what I'm saying? And nobody's come up to give me the $100 yet. You see what I'm saying? So I got people telling me I'm crazy spiritually by not coming up and giving me $100. But there's a bunch of people's names I could say. You know what I'm saying? All my friends that I was hanging out with when I came back from overseas. They all know who they are. I mean, we were hanging out. But with all due respect, I don't know how, when Robert plays on my weaknesses, let's say in the Mastery of the Art of the Thumbscrew in the 48 Laws of Power, for instance, Robert, the best weakness that you can play in is like somebody's social standing, make them feel better in society. This, that, and the third. But the thing is I don't know how to, when Robert does that to me, he's following me around with noises. You know what I'm saying? So when I ever have the thought, I'm going to go down there and give, if I was in y'all's position, for instance, and I had the thought, I'm going to go down there right now. I'm going to go down there tonight. Right when I had that thought, he would make a noise that was associated with a positive standing of mine. Catching someone in my house with my hands up. Giving a gift to one of my friends. Just a reminder of something. At that moment, he makes a noise. I can't do that for y'all. The best I can do for y'all is say one of y'all's names on this video and say you're a perfect individual. You're a beautiful human being. It's going to sound probably cheesy. But when my dad did that to me when I was a teenager, for instance, it made me feel cheesy. It took me a couple years to appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? He just caught me in the bathroom one day, cornered me, wouldn't let me out. And basically talked me up and down. You know what I'm saying? He literally told me I was a perfect human being, got the world ahead of me, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't really appreciate it until the future. That's not going to get you here before Christmas. Because with all due respect, you know what I'm saying? The way that Robert's been talking to me, he told me that I very well am probably going to be out of here by this Christmas. That's 2-3 weeks. And I just want to say that when my dad died and I got that $50,000, right? The day that they told me I was going to get it, I left Gabe and Maria's house. And I went into the woods and I was going to sleep in the woods if I didn't get my money that day. But I was confident I was getting it. This is the day they told me they was going to get it. But Roberts never does anything I ask him to. He's never goofed around when he played with me around out here whenever I ask him to do something. That's why I was asking somebody to come down to the bridge where I live at. And make that tune on the metal bar because Robert's not going to do that. Robert's not going to do that. So I don't have to fear being tricked by him. I don't have to worry about my vanity, afraid of being tricked, stopping me from going up on that bridge and looking. because Robert's not going to do it, and I know someone's out there has something for me. But that day, I looked at my bank account, and what did I have? I got an Uber. I think there was like a barbecue place right next to the woods. It's over there in Neptune Beach. So I got an Uber. I guess I was using Uber before I had money. I was working at a restaurant down there, a seafood restaurant. $50,000 was in my bank account. Just magically appeared on the day that I thought I was going to get it. Robert Greene's telling me I'm going to have $1 billion on Christmas, or he's going to come rescue me on Christmas. Don't really know when I'm going to get my $1 billion, if it's going to happen during the wedding. But nothing is ever basic with Robert. And I've been idealizing this entire time. I'm going to come out off the street and go onto a stage. Everyone's going to celebrate me. But Robert has never done basic shit like that with me. That's our idealization. That's basic. You know what I'm saying? Seduction, you know what I'm saying, is something that's like beautiful. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I may very well be getting picked up this Christmas. That's the deadline. You see what I'm saying? For this offer to just make $1 million. You know what I'm saying? But just to talk a little shit. Just talk out in the open. I mean, I'm not talking to anybody personally anymore. But so, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to bring the best out of you. Robert Greene was making me sleep for 2 days just to read a physics book for a day and a half or whatever. Night and a day just to read a day the next day. That's the way it's been since I've been out here. You know what I'm saying? It brings out the best in you. If I hadn't had him around, I would have read those ant books that I read, the ant books. I didn't read those ant books until after physics. But I wanted to read those ant books right when I got out here. I wanted to read the ant books before I even got out here. I remember living in my apartment and coming up to this library before I even got out here and trying to read the Superorganism ant book. And Robert kept making noises and I couldn't do it. And it was through that non-stop noises when I was living in my apartment that I finally quit my job, came out here, and the noises never have stopped. Like I said, I was kept awake for over a year, something like that. If not, it was about 100 days under a year. Every day I was kept awake or woke up at least once in the night. But he kept making those noises. I couldn't read that Superorganism book. I never got around to it till 5 years later. But that's how we idealize. You know what I'm saying? You go in there at the library. I want to read this ant book, Superorganism. I want to read it. I want to read it. I want to read it. All these ants. And if you don't have someone sitting there provoking you, you'll literally sit there and spend all your time reading this big ass book. You know what I'm saying? But you need someone to press you to what get you to the nugget of what the golden nugget of what you're trying to get to. Particle physics. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to read particle physics. Read particle physics. You know what I'm saying? Exhaust yourself on the particle physics. And then go read the ant book. And that's exactly what I did. I read the ant book about 2021, 2022. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all can't believe me, with all due respect, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make you believe me. You'll see me with all that money. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? Everything's going to be natural. You know what I'm saying? Everyone who's ever treated me like a friend, I'm going to treat like a friend. And it's not so much that I care about talking so much shit to Shane and Eris. I know I talked a lot of shit to Shane and Eris. I don't feel bad about it because I didn't know we was controlled by appearances. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand that all those words were stuck in their head. I had an epiphany when I was 10 about vanity and pride. You see what I'm saying? So I realized I get mad at stuff like that. When somebody ruins your day, I never tried to ruin their day. But I'm just saying stupid shit over and over again, constantly, incessantly. I don't feel bad for it, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I'll do some stuff for them just for all that shit talk I told the two of them, man. Um, but like I said, man, you know what I'm saying? B's the type of person you want to know, man. You know what I'm saying? He earned his $1,000,000. Wish everybody was like that, man. Just follow your gut instinct about somebody and hold on to it. Somebody tells you they think they're a snake, you know what I'm saying? What was that? Follow your gut instinct. Fuck it. I didn't think he was a snake. We was chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just speaking in his perspective or whatever. I don't know what happened, but you know what I'm saying? But you can do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? My friends, you want to make it here before Christmas, you can double up, whatever. But I mean, $1 million, that's like something a father does for his son. I mean, so if you're expecting $1 million like B, and you know you've had suspicions about me before, you held suspicions about me because someone told you I was a snake, you just have to remember that $1 million is like something that Donald Trump's father did for him. Gave him $1 million when he was 18. If it wasn't 100,000, I think it was $1 million though. But that's what a father does for his son. You know what I'm saying? And to stick up for me to the people who B stuck up to me for. That's your reputation, man. You know what I'm saying? So he earned his $1 million, but you know what I'm saying? He upheld my reputation, all my time spent spending my money, you know what I'm saying? It didn't go down the drain. Didn't just desert me when I had nothing. You see what I'm saying? And people were saying I was a snitch and people were getting locked up. You see what I'm saying? I mean, but with all due respect, you know what I'm saying? If you're thinking about getting that much money, you just got to remember, you know what I'm saying, that that's something that a father would do to his son. You know what I'm saying? I got a grandma. She asked for money when I came back from overseas. I mean, I got a niece. I got a niece that I know, nieces that I don't know. I got a nephew that I know. 2 nephews that I know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, man. You know what I'm saying? I went through spreadsheets. Construction prices are extravagant. You know what I'm saying? They're very expensive. You know what I'm saying? People are telling me I'm having $1 billion. It would be nice. I don't know. It would be nice to have like a gigantic warehouse with like a bunch of stuff in it, like a sewing, 3D graphics, maybe even history. Just a bunch of different rooms in it. You know what I'm saying? Like a school or a college or something like that. But you got to remember, man, that I came back from overseas with $80,000 in my bank account. I was forced to spend $28,000 of that on a car. That was the strategy that I took. You can blame me for taking my own strategy if you want to, but I did it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I was never worried about being homeless when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? And with all due respect, if you don't even believe I'm a man of my word, you definitely shouldn't be starting to have negative feelings, because you're starting to realize that, you know what I'm saying, you've been suspicious of me, never really treated me like a friend. You know what I'm saying? And you probably don't deserve my money any more than you deserve anybody that you would give the time of day. Bill Gates, for example. But I'm just saying, man, I've spent my money doing what I need to do. Spent 5 years on the street. Robert Greene has made me hurt my knees. In the pursuit of philosophy, pride. You have a sense of pride. And I've always been appreciative of my dad and my Aunt Diane. They always made me work. They never bought me shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of those things. It's hard to understand when somebody tells you, because people are like, well, I've had Christmases before. I've had birthdays before. I've had gifts before. I would love if you give me a gift. It's just one of those things that's hard to understand. You think somebody's lying. You think I'd be lying to you. I don't know if there's different individuals out there, how much a greedy person wouldn't care. I'm not too sure. You know what I'm saying? But when you work for what you have, it's just better. You see what I'm saying? When you earn what you have, it's better. $1 million is something that a father would give to a son. I'm a man of my word. I do not prank people. When Robert Greene told me I had $50,000, I took him for his word. I left Gabe and Maria's house that day, did not have any money, did not know I was going to get money that day, went into the woods, put my hammock up, looked at my bank account about 12 o'clock noon or after whatever, and it was in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a man of my word. All you have to do is listen to me, read what's written on the back of my jacket, 100 for meal. Or believe me when I've told you $100, I'll give you $1 million, or Robert will give you $1 million. One way or another, you would be getting $1 million. But Robert's going to pretend he's angry at you until he's angry at me until Christmas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that was pretty much all I was going to say. I guess I just talk on here until this thing ends. But it's, like I said, here's your chance. Talk a little shit. I guess I said I was going to talk a little shit. But I mean, if you want to be lazy, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be lazy, now's your chance. At least you know how to make a good bet. You know what I'm saying? At least you know how to make a good bet. But if you want to be lazy for a while, if you want to spend $1 million or begin a new life, if you need money to start a company, if you need any of that stuff, whatever you got going on, if you don't want to be lazy, you're trying to get on your feet, start a business, you could ask anybody for $1 million. But I'm a man of my word. I do not prank people. If you're scared of Robert, if you're going to let Robert scare you from making $1 million, or you're going to sit there and tell me that I prank people when I don't, and you're going to let the thought of me tricking you, not make you make $1 million, when B trusted in me totally, put his reputation with mine, and he knew I just blew all my money. Last time I blew all my money with people, you know what happened? I got called up to the park. My head kicked in. So I'm just saying, that is how you can make $1 million. And Christmas is the deadline. Christmas is probably the deadline. You have to give me allowances to be controlled by appearances. But Christmas is the deadline. If there's a deal in the air, Christmas is the deadline. Let's put it like that. Today's December 8th. You know what I'm saying? But you got investor shows on TV, or you can make a bet now. You can make a bet now. How many of you ever wanted to get a winning lottery ticket? You're looking at them. All you got to do is come up and give me $100. When Robert Greene is telling you not to, because I'm not going to get money. I guess that's probably the hardest thing to get by. Robert Greene's telling you I'm not going to get money. And I'm telling you, if you ever wanted a winning lottery ticket before, now's your time. I'm your man. But you got to believe in me. You see what I'm saying? Promise never to put my hands on people again, man. But unless it's self-defense. But I do not like when people telling me I prank people. I'm not pranking anybody. I don't prank people. Simple as that. Point blank period. Do not prank people. Do not come up to me and tell me I prank people. Do not come up to me and tell me that Robert Greene has not told me the same way he's always told me every truth since I've known him, that I was going to have $1 billion. Do not call me a liar. But Robert Greene's going to tell you, I'm not going to come into any money. And you have to bet on me. You're earning $1 million. You're earning $1 million. That's what it feels like, because that's what it is. It feels like you have to put in work to make this $1 million, because that's what it is. You're earning it. And if you can't do it, when all this is said and done, it's just going to bring out the best in you. You see what I'm saying? It's going to bring out the best in you. If you can get away with doing one of those things that's written in the Iliad, Homer, Achilles. Now, the king took Achilles' wife. If he was a dickhead and did it on purpose just to make Achilles more angry, then Achilles' best friend got killed in combat. You know what I'm saying? Achilles goes out there, fights like a demon. But if you can do that without actually being a dickhead, if you can make people try harder without actually being a dickhead, I think that's what Robert's doing. I'm trying my hardest to get y'all to believe me. You see what I'm saying? I mean, he's following me around, keeping me awake at night, making noises. I pretty much have no choice but to be making these videos and saying this shit. You can believe that if you want to, but I pretty much have no fucking choice. He won't shut the fuck up. But so what I'm saying is y'all are going to be feeling incredibly fucking salty. I know that's a negative term, but you got to remember that I didn't steal your wife. I tried to tell you the truth. And you sat there and listened to Robert with red eyes, sitting there like this. I'm getting so angry at him. And whoever else he tricked, because he's not scared of anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who else y'all are watching, getting angry at me, acting like I'm misbehaving. If he tricked 50 Kevin and Ski Mask, I have no idea. Because he's not scared of anybody. Robert's not scared of anybody. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know how many people are genuinely mad at me and then had to come to the understanding that I've been knowing what I was talking about. I have no idea. I was under the impression that he's been making silly appearances about Ski Mask this entire time. I've had my teeth knocked out by Ski Mask in a dream.